Fame, fortune, and talent. They had it all. But in the blink of an eye, their lives were cut short by the cruel hand of fate. From Hollywood stars to music icons, these 24 celebrities seemed invincible, until they weren't. Isidora Duncan. On September 14, 1927, dancer Isidora Duncan met her end in Nice, France. The 50-year-old American, known for her free-spirited dance style, wore her signature long, flowing scarf that day. As she got into an open-top Amilcar sports car, the scarf caught in the rear wheel. The fabric tightened around her neck, breaking it instantly. Eyewitnesses reported the horrifying scene of Duncan being dragged from the vehicle. Her last words were reportedly, "Farewell, my friends. I go to glory." The freak accident shocked the art world. Duncan's innovative approach to dance had challenged ballet traditions and inspired modern dance movements. The scarf, a gift from a friend, became a chilling symbol of how quickly life can change. Martha Mansfield. November 30th, 1923, marked a tragic day on the set of The Warrens of Virginia in San Antonio, Texas. 24-year-old actress Martha Mansfield had just finished filming her scenes. She sat in a car, still wearing her Civil War-era costume. Suddenly, a match thrown by a crew member ignited her highly flammable dress. The cotton and crinoline fabric burst into flames. Co-star Wilfrid Lytell tried to smother the fire with his coat. Despite quick action, Mansfield suffered severe burns over most of her body. She died in the hospital the next day. The incident led to stricter safety protocols on movie sets. Mansfield's promising career, which included 88 films, was cut short just as she was gaining recognition in Hollywood. Anton Kershaw. On February 15, 1933, Chicago Mayor Anton Kershaw attended a public event in Miami's Bayfront Park. President-elect Franklin D. Roosevelt had just delivered a speech from his car. As Roosevelt prepared to leave, Kershaw approached to shake his hand. Suddenly, Giuseppe Zangara, a 32-year-old unemployed bricklayer, fired 5 shots at Roosevelt. Kershaw, 59, was hit in the lung and collarbone. Roosevelt, unharmed, insisted on taking Cermak to the hospital in his car. At the hospital, Cermak allegedly told Roosevelt, "I'm glad it was me instead of you." Despite initial hopes for recovery, Cermak died 19 days later on March 6th. The official cause was peritonitis from the gunshot wound. However, some historians argue that medical error played a role. Dr. Carl Meyer, who treated Cermak, later admitted they may have been too aggressive in feeding the mayor, possibly leading to his decline. Thelma Todd. On December 16, 1935, the body of 30-year-old actress Thelma Todd was found in her garage in Pacific Palisades, California. Todd, known as the Ice Cream Blonde, sat slumped over the wheel of her Lincoln Phaeton. The cause of death, carbon monoxide poisoning. Authorities initially ruled it accidental. Todd had attended a party the night before at the Trocadero nightclub. She was last seen alive around 4 a.m. Theories swirled about foul play, given Todd's connections to the mob through her ex-husband, Pat DeSico. However, the coroner maintained it was likely an accident. Todd had turned on the car for heat, unaware of the deadly fumes building up in the closed garage. The case remains one of Hollywood's most debated mysteries. Leslie Howard. On June 1, 1943, actor Leslie Howard boarded a civilian flight from Lisbon to Bristol. The 50-year-old star of Gone with the Wind never reached his destination. German fighters shot down the KLM Royal Dutch Airlines DC-3 over the Bay of Biscay. All 17 passengers and crew perished. Conspiracy theories emerged about why the Luftwaffe targeted this specific flight. Some speculated Howard was on a secret mission for Winston Churchill. Others believed German intelligence mistook another passenger for Churchill himself. Howard's son, Ronald, later wrote, "My father died an honorable death for an honorable cause." The true reason for the attack remains unclear, making Howard's death one of World War II's most intriguing celebrity casualties. Carole Lombard. January 16, 1942 saw Hollywood lose one of its brightest stars. Carole Lombard, 33, boarded TWA Flight 3 in Las Vegas after a war bond rally. The DC-3 crashed into Potosi Mountain just 32 minutes after takeoff. All 22 aboard died instantly. The Civil Aeronautics Board investigation revealed pilot error as the cause. The flight crew had miscalculated their position and flew directly into the mountain. Lombard's husband, Clark Gable, rushed to the crash site, hoping for a miracle. He reportedly offered $10,000 to anyone who would search for survivors. The tragedy deeply affected Gable, who joined the Army Air Forces shortly after. Lombard's last film, To Be or Not to Be, was released posthumously, becoming a bittersweet tribute to her talent. Vic Marrow. July 23, 1982 turned into a nightmare on the set of Twilight Zone the movie. Actor Vic Marrow and two child actors, Micah Din Lee, 7, and Renee Shin-Yi Chen, 6, filmed a Vietnam War scene. A low-flying helicopter lost control due to pyrotechnic explosions. The aircraft crashed, decapitating Marrow, and Lynch Chen was crushed by the falling wreckage. The accident occurred around 2:20 a.m., violating child labor laws. Director John Landis faced involuntary manslaughter charges but was acquitted. The incident led to major changes in film safety regulations. Marrow's daughter, actress Jennifer Jason Leigh, later said, "I don't think there was ever a day when I didn't think about it." The tragedy remains one of Hollywood's most horrific on-set accidents. Natalie Wood. November 29, 1981, ended in mystery off the coast of California's Catalina Island. Actress Natalie Wood, 43, disappeared from the yacht Splendor. Her body was found floating in the water the next morning, wearing a down jacket and nightgown. Wood had been on board with husband Robert Wagner and actor Christopher Walken. The initial ruling was accidental drowning. However, in 2011, the case reopened. Captain Dennis Davern admitted to lying in his original statement. He claimed he heard Wood and Wagner arguing before her disappearance. The coroner changed the death certificate to drowning and other undetermined factors in 2012. Wood's sister Lana stated, "I just want the truth to come out." The case remains unsolved, fueling decades of speculation about that fateful night. John Eric Hexum. On October 12, 1984, the set of CBS's Cover Up became the scene of a shocking accident. Actor John Eric Hexum, 26, was filming a scene involving a .44 Magnum loaded with blanks. During a delay in filming, Hexum jokingly put the gun to his head and pulled the trigger. The blank's force fractured his skull, driving bone fragments into his brain. He was rushed to Beverly Hills Medical Center but declared brain dead 6 days later. The incident highlighted the dangers of blank cartridges, which can be lethal at close range. Hexum's mother later donated his organs, saving several lives. His co-star, Jennifer O'Neill, recalled, "John Eric was so full of life, it's hard to believe he's gone." The tragedy led to stricter prop gun safety measures in the entertainment industry. Roy Kinnear. September 19, 1988, marked a tragic day during the filming of The Return of the Musketeers in Toledo, Spain. British character actor Roy Kinnear, 54, was shooting a scene on horseback. The horse suddenly bolted, throwing Kinnear off. He hit the ground hard, breaking his pelvis. Initially, the injury didn't seem life-threatening. However, Kinnear suffered a heart attack the following day in the hospital and died. Director Richard Lester was so devastated by the accident that he quit filmmaking altogether. Kinnear's son, Rory, later became an actor himself, stating, "I wanted to finish what he started." The incident led to increased scrutiny of on-set animal safety protocols, particularly involving horses in film productions. Brandon Lee, March 31, 1993, saw a horrifying accident on the set of The Crow in Wilmington, North Carolina. Actor Brandon Lee, 28, son of martial arts legend Bruce Lee, was filming a scene where his character gets shot. The prop gun, which should have fired blanks, discharged a real bullet. The projectile struck Lee in the abdomen. He was rushed to New Hanover Regional Medical Center but died after 6 hours of surgery. Investigation revealed a dummy bullet had become lodged in the gun's barrel from a previous scene. When the blank was fired, it propelled the dummy bullet out like a live round. Lee's fiancée, Eliza Hutton, was devastated. She later said, "Brandon was my soulmate and we had a rare and special connection." The tragedy echoed his father's untimely death and led to major overhauls in firearm safety procedures in the film industry. Jeff Buckley. On May 29, 1997, singer-songwriter Jeff Buckley took a spontaneous swim in Wolf River Harbor, Memphis. The 30-year-old, fully clothed, waded into the water singing Led Zeppelin's Whole Lotta Love. His roadie, Keith Fody, watched from shore. When a boat passed, Fody looked away to move the radio. When he turned back, Buckley had vanished. Despite immediate search efforts, his body wasn't found until June 4th. The autopsy showed no signs of drugs or alcohol. Buckley had been in Memphis recording his second album. His father, folk singer Tim Buckley, also died young at 28. Jeff's mother, Mary Gibbert, later said, "Jeff always lived on the edge. He died doing what he loved." The tragic accident cut short a promising career, with Buckley's album Grace later hailed as a masterpiece. Michael Hutchins, November 22, 1997, ended in tragedy at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel in Sydney. INXS frontman Michael Hutchins was found dead in room 524. Hutchins was in the midst of a custody battle with Bob Geldof over his partner Paula Yates's children. The night before, Hutchins had dinner with his father, Kelland. His last phone call was to Yates at 5 a.m. Bandmate Andrew Ferris recalled, "Michael was like a comet, burning bright, moving fast." The death shocked fans worldwide and effectively ended INXS's two-decade run as one of Australia's most successful bands. Sonny Bono, January 5, 1998, started as a typical ski day for Sonny Bono at Heavenly Ski Resort near Lake Tahoe. The 62-year-old singer-turned-congressman never returned. Bono, an experienced skier, veered off the slopes and crashed into a tree. The impact was fatal, causing massive head injuries. Search teams found his body that evening. Bono's wife, Mary, was in Washington, D.C. at the time. She later stated, "Sonny did not suffer. I take comfort knowing he died doing something he loved." The accident highlighted the dangers of tree wells and off-piste skiing. Bono's death came just days after Michael Kennedy's similar skiing accident, prompting discussions about slope safety and the use of helmets in recreational skiing. Aliyah. On August 25, 2001, R&B star Aliyah boarded a twin-engine Cessna 402B in the Bahamas. The 22-year-old had just finished filming a music video for Rock the Boat. The plane crashed shortly after takeoff, killing all 9 on board. Investigations revealed the aircraft was overloaded by 700 pounds. The pilot, Luis Morales III, was unlicensed and had traces of cocaine and alcohol in his system. Aliyah's family later sued Virgin Records, settling out of court. Her boyfriend, Damon Dash, said, "She was the best person I ever knew." The tragedy cut short a meteoric career, with Aliyah's influence still felt in music today. The crash led to stricter regulations for charter flights in the music industry. Steve Irwin. September 4, 2006, marked the end of the Crocodile Hunter's adventures. Steve Irwin, 44, was filming a documentary called Ocean's Deadliest at Bat Reef, Queensland. While snorkeling in shallow waters, a stingray's barb pierced his chest. The barb struck Irwin's heart, causing massive trauma. His crew rushed him to shore, but he died within minutes. Cameraman Justin Lyons, who witnessed the incident, said, "He just sort of calmly looked up at me and said, 'I'm dying.' And that was the last thing he said." Irwin's death shocked the world, given his reputation for handling dangerous animals. His daughter Bindi continues his conservation work, stating, "Dad's spirit lives on. He's with us every day." David Carradine. On June 3, 2009, actor David Carradine was found dead in his hotel room at the Swissôtel Nai Lert Park Hotel in Bangkok. The 72-year-old kung fu star was discovered hanging in the closet. Autopsy results pointed to accidental asphyxiation. Carradine was in Thailand filming Stretch. The circumstances suggested automatic asphyxiation, a practice Carradine had reportedly engaged in before. His ex-wife, Marina Anderson, later wrote, "David was always experimenting with self-asphyxiation. His deviant behavior was a big part of our divorce." The death sparked discussions about the dangers of such practices and the importance of privacy in celebrity lives. Britney Murphy. December 20, 2009, ended in tragedy for actress Britney Murphy. The 32-year-old clueless star collapsed in her Hollywood Hills home. She was pronounced dead at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center at 10:04 a.m. The coroner initially ruled her death as accidental, citing pneumonia, anemia, and multiple drug intoxication. However, the case took a bizarre turn when her husband, Simon Monjack, died 5 months later under similar circumstances. This led to speculation about toxic mold in their home. Murphy's father, Angelo Bertolotti, claimed she was poisoned, but this was never proven. Her mother, Sharon, stated, "Britney was my life. I will never recover from this." The mysterious circumstances surrounding Murphy's death continue to fuel debate and conspiracy theories. Paul Walker. November 30th, 2013 ended in tragedy for Fast and Furious star Paul Walker. The 40-year-old actor was a passenger in a Porsche Carrera GT driven by his friend Roger Rodas. They had just left a charity event for Walker's organization Reach Out Worldwide. The car crashed into a concrete lamppost and 2 trees on Hercules Street, Santa Clarita. It burst into flames, killing both men instantly. Investigations revealed the car was traveling at 94 miles per hour in a 45 miles per hour zone. Walker's daughter, Meadow, later sued Porsche for wrongful death, settling out of court. Co-star Vin Diesel named his daughter Pauline in Walker's honor, saying, "He was in the room. There's no other person that I was thinking about as I was cutting this umbilical cord." Sarah Jones. February 20th, 2014, marked a tragic day on the set of Midnight Rider in Wayne County, Georgia. Camera assistant Sarah Jones, 27, was struck and killed by a freight train during filming on a railroad trestle. The crew had been placed in a dangerous situation with no proper safety measures or permissions to film on the tracks. 7 other crew members were injured in the incident. Director Randall Miller later pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter and criminal trespassing. Jones's parents, Richard and Elizabeth, said Sarah's death was entirely preventable. The accident sparked the Safety for Sarah movement, pushing for improved on-set safety protocols across the film industry. Many productions now include a pledge to Sarah in their call sheets, reminding crew members of their right to a safe workplace. Anton Yelchin. June 19, 2016 saw a freak accident claim the life of rising star Anton Yelchin. The 27-year-old Star Trek actor was found pinned between his Jeep Grand Cherokee and a brick pillar at his Studio City home. The SUV had rolled down his steep driveway, crushing Yelchin against the security gate. The vehicle was part of a recall due to a confusing gear shifter design. Yelchin likely believed the car was in park when it was actually in neutral. His parents later sued Fiat Chrysler, settling for an undisclosed amount. Director J.J. Abrams said, "Anton was a beautiful, talented, and caring human being. We loved him so much." The incident led to increased scrutiny of vehicle design and recall procedures. Kobe Bryant, January 26, 2020, began as a foggy morning in Calabasas, California. Basketball legend Kobe Bryant, 41, boarded a Sikorsky S-76 helicopter with his daughter Gianna and 7 others. The group was heading to a youth basketball tournament. At 9:45 a.m., the helicopter crashed into a hillside, killing all aboard. Investigations revealed the pilot, Ara Zobayan, became disoriented in the thick fog. The tragedy shocked the sports world and beyond. LeBron James later said, "Kobe was like a little brother to me. We talked almost daily." The crash led to new legislation in California requiring terrain awareness systems in certain helicopters. Bryant's widow, Vanessa, continues to honor his legacy through the Mamba and Mambachita Sports Foundation. Helina Hutchins. October 21, 2021, turned tragic on the set of Rust at Bonanza Creek Ranch in New Mexico. Cinematographer Helina Hutchins, 42, was fatally shot when a prop gun discharged in the hands of actor Alec Baldwin. The incident occurred during a camera set up for a scene. Director Joel Souza was also wounded. Investigations revealed live ammunition had somehow been mixed with dummy rounds. Hutchins was airlifted to the University of New Mexico Hospital but died from her injuries. Her husband, Matt Hutchins, said, "Helina inspired us all with her passion and vision. The accident reignited debates about on-set safety and the use of real firearms in film production. It led to calls for stricter protocols and increased use of CGI for gunfire effects in the industry. Irene Cara. On November 25, 2022, singer and actress Irene Cara was found dead in her Largo, Florida home. The 63-year-old Fame and Flashdance star had reportedly fallen in her bathroom and hit her head. The Pinellas County medical examiner later confirmed that Cara died from hypertension and high cholesterol, with the head injury from the fall as a contributing factor. Cara lived alone and wasn't discovered until days after the accident. Her publicist, Judith Moose, stated, "She was a beautifully gifted soul whose legacy will live forever through her music and films." The Oscar and Grammy-winning artist had been working on new projects at the time of her death. Cara's passing highlighted the risks of living alone, especially for older individuals, and sparked discussions about the importance of regular check-ins with loved ones.